Hi everyone, happy new financial year. Let's hope 2021 is a lot less eventful than the previous financial year and we can all start to hopefully get back to some sort of business as usual. We got the excellent news last month that the 7th Community Pharmacy Agreement had been signed, and the overwhelming sentiment from our clients was that it gave them great confidence in the pharmacy model for the next 5 years. Improved benefits for rural pharmacies and closing the gap initiatives were all welcomed, as well as the remuneration guarantee that should prescription volumes fall short of current estimates, the AHI fees will be increased within a percentage buffer to give a safety net to pharmacy owners. I'd like to congratulate the Pharmacy Guild on their hard work in getting this deal done. I think we take for granted exactly how much background work goes into this, so well done and thank you. A new financial year inevitably brings with it some changes to the Pharmacy Industry Award and what the minimum rates are for pharmacy staff. Interestingly, the Western Australian Government has decided to delay the implementation of any increases to the award until the first full pay period after 1st of January next year. All other states have implemented as of 1st of July this year. Note that any changes to awards and penalties are not required until the first full pay period after the 1st of July. So if you are still processing payrolls with some June and some July dates, the new rates are not required until the next payroll. For those of you that have been lodging payroll to the ATO via STP, it's also a good idea to remind staff that they will not be receiving a PAYG payment summary in hard copy as they may have in the past. Rather, they will be able to access their income statement, that's the new name for it, via their MyGov portal. If they don't have a MyGov portal, their accountant should still be able to access it on their behalf. If you employ 19 or less staff, these summaries need to be finalised by 31st of July. If you employ 20 or more staff, they need to be done by the 14th of July, so you'll need to get your skates on. As I'm recording this video, Melbourne has been placed into stage 3 lockdown again. So JobKeeper for pharmacies in Melbourne/Victoria will need to be looked at closely and monitored for the requisite 30% drop in income compared to last year. In terms of penalty rates, Sunday hours are now to be paid at 150% of the base rate and casuals at 175%. Speaking of casual employees, now is a good time to review the hours of casuals. Casuals need to be working a sufficient amount of uncertain hours for them to remain classified as casual and not being a permanent. If your casuals are working set hours each payroll period, you'll need to offer them the option of becoming a permanent employee. As always, this advice is of a general nature and you should chat to your HR advisors for anything specific. Now the data wrap. What is usually a really busy month for medical centre pharmacies has been quiet when compared with last month. Many clinics are still operating telehealth consultations, and the excellent hygiene people are practicing in response to COVID-19 has meant they aren't getting sick. Or if they do feel sick, they bypass the doc and go and get a COVID test. June 20 turnover is sitting at a 9% decrease compared to June last year. Once again, rural pharmacies, especially in Victoria, where they have managed to remain untouched by the second COVID outbreak, have proven to be the most consistent performers across the industry. June numbers are 3% higher compared to last year. Shopping strip pharmacies seem to have returned to some sense of normalcy, but we will watch our Melbourne pharmacies over the coming months to see what impact the second lockdown will have. Turnovers in these types of pharmacies are 2% lower on last year's figures. Shopping centre pharmacies, both large and small, have had a great increase over the last month when compared to May, as people came out of lockdown and began to feel comfortable shopping in the larger centres again. These pharmacies saw a 12% increase for June compared to May, but are still a little down when compared to June last year, a decrease of around 5%. Thank you everyone for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these observations in the Beehive. Otherwise, stay safe and I'll see you next month.